Messaging is still one of the most integral parts of marketing. Whether you're doing paid ads, content, or ideally both, without proper messaging, you are going to continue to struggle to attract the right people, and you're going to put up with dealing with crappy leads. If you didn't know this already, Meta has 52,000 data points per user. So if in your ads and your content, you can consistently signal exactly who it is that you want, you'll be able to trust Meta brings in the exact right people for your business. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to nail your messaging through a live consulting calls with one of my clients, where you can steal all the principles and the frameworks that I use. And if you're really sneaky with it, you can go ahead and pull the transcript and train one of your AIs on this. Let's get straight into it. Meta's bringing you like crappier leads, right? So you know Jeremy Haynes, correct? Yeah, cool. Jeremy Haynes has this framework which I really like called the CPO framework. If I can type the CPO framework, which stands for circumstances, problems, and outcomes. I go a little bit more specific. I guess, I mean, it's called the messaging MRD, moments, root, problem, desires framework. And how this kind of comes to, I like to use both. And how it comes together is, I mean, first of all, understanding that we need to kind of build trust, right? That's like the core layer of messaging, like the reason we do everything. And then the second layer out is the moments, root cause problems, and the desires. And the outwards layer is the Jeremy Haynes CPO, right? So, and it goes in steps. So step one is defining the circumstances, problems, and outcomes of our ideal client. Step two is defining, Step two is defining the specific moments, the root cause problems, not the symptoms, and the deeper desires that come from the CPO. And then what happens is after you crush both of these, you build that trust. The way I like to think of it is, Alex, have you ever had someone who doesn't run a business give you business advice?
I mean, yeah,
Yeah. And even if they're saying the right thing, isn't there like a small part of you that's like, just shut the fuck up and just stop
for sure.
speaking to me? Right?
Yeah.
Cool. That's because they don't understand, or they lack the context of the circumstances, problems, and the outcomes that you have. When somebody has that context, have you noticed, even if they don't tell you what their context is, it's like they speak differently, and you can almost subconsciously pick up on the micro expressions
hmm
that make you want to believe them. Do you understand what I'm saying?
For sure.
Right? The CPO side of this gives you the foundations, like the ground to stand on. It gives you the context your like conscious mind and subconscious mind needs before you actually begin speaking to the specific moments, root cause problems, and the desires, or what your ad script would be. Make sense?
Yeah.
Right? It's the difference between having like a 12-year-old kid trying to teach you how to generate leads, or like a new 15-year-old kid trying to coach you on how to generate leads, versus maybe like Alex Hermosi,
Right.
right? This like we need to peel back the layers of this onion to really build the trust part here. Okay, so I'm going to give you a very very like real like example, like a real example we can work through. So c- circumstances, a circumstance would be somebody's, okay, let's say lead quality has dropped. Lead quality dropped. The problem is that they are speaking to turds, like really bad leads, and the outcome they want is to like, I don't know, close more deals. Does that make sense?
For sure.
This is like the context to someone, right? Now, for us to write, like, this is the context of that person. For us to write powerful ad scripts, we go one level deeper. We first look at the specific moment, Okay, so a specific moment of lead quality dropping is you have payroll um, end of month, and ad spend is on fire. Your ad spend is on fire, plus no calls are booking. Right. So how you get to the moment is a fly on the wall in the moment in which the emotion was at its peak, the moment of greatest pain, essentially. Right. For example, um, 8 p.m., this person sat at their desk staring at their ads manager, absolutely fucking terrified because they don't know how to use ads manager and they have no clue as to what specifically caused their traffic quality or their lead quality drop. Not only do they not know what to do, they also lack the understanding as to why this even happened in the first place. That would be like the specific moment,
Mhm.
like the moment of like peak stress for this person. They're staring at their screen at 8 p.m. at night. The kids are sleeping in the other room. They are terrified because they have 14 days to pay like $60,000 in payroll, and the $10,000 a day on the ads that they're spending, or the, let's say, $15,000 per month on the ads that they're spending, in the example I'm thinking of, is literally going to shit. No calls are being
Mhm.
booked. They have no idea what to do, and they cannot handle going backwards in their business.
Mhm.
That is a specific moment, right? Um, the root cause problem is something really I deem as special. Keep in mind, this is not the symptom, right? If we scroll up a little bit, here we said problem. The problem is that they're speaking to turds, low quality people. That is a symptom, right? The real problem, like the real root cause problem, the thing that caused the issue is um, it'll be they were never taught how the ad platform actually works, right? So you lack knowledge of ad platform, right? They don't know game, like they don't understand the pocket audiences and all these things that Meta doesn't like just outwardly express, right? They just don't understand that at all. That was a root
Mhm.
cause problem. Now the the desire, the desire they want, like up here, the outcome is like they just want to close more deals. In reality, going one level deeper into the feeling that they want, the feeling that they want is stability in business again, right? And if you want to go in in more detail, it's probably because identity um their identity is formed by biz results. That's probably where this person is at right now. See what I mean?
Mhm.
Now, just by going through these like 6 steps almost, do you see how we can get like really powerful ad scripts out? Just by looking at this information, the ad script that I can pull out is something like, um, like I don't know, your lead quality dropping doesn't mean you should be up at 8 p.m. stressing about how you're going to make payroll. Um, stressing about how you're going to make payroll and all the ad spend that you've been burning, or the tens of thousands of dollars in ad spend that you've been burning this month so far, right? Just because for a short period of time you're speaking to turds or you're speaking to low quality leads that aren't financially qualified, um, doesn't mean you should be that stressed out, or like whatever the problem, the pain is, right? Whatever one of the
Mhm.
symptoms are, right? The real problem isn't that you um need to hire an agency or join a workshop. The real root cause problem is that you just weren't taught how to run ads properly. She's part here,
Mhm.
right? And ultimately, all you want is to close more deals and finally get that stability in your business again, because you just can't handle moving backwards in the business, right? If that sounds like you, all you need to do is DM the word training, and I'll send like whatever the call to action, whatever the next step is, so that you don't have to insert problem and more symptoms.
Mm.
You see what I mean? Um, that would be like that is how I like go about making like ad scripts that are more like defined per se, right? So that's a worked example. What I want to do now is, do you have time by the way?
I do have a client call at 9:30, but I could probably push it.
Is it is it 9:29 right now for you?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. That's okay. If you
Uh,
can push it by 5 minutes, if not, um
he'll be fine.
flip. Will you be fine?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Sweet.
Okay.
Okay. So what we want to do now is define the circumstances, the problems, and the outcomes of like a guy in his 30s, for example, with like I hope I spelled Achilles correctly, with Achilles pain. All right. We want to define the circumstances, problems, and outcomes that this person specifically deals with, and then knuckle down on the specific moment, the root cause problem, and the desires. And then from that, we'll get the trust built. And we'll also be able to get signal to the platform of who exactly we want. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. So, any questions before we go? Let's build this out step by step.
Just kind of short recap. So circumstances being like in general, how would you describe that in context here?
Is that a question or is that
Yeah. How would like you define that term again?
circumstance? Yeah, yeah. So, CPO is designed to give you context, right? So, CPO is the
Okay.
context. MRD is like the value of the ad almost. Like the aha moment is the
The
MRD part.
payoff, the value. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So the circumstance specifically, how I define that is like the conditions of
Okay.
of what's going on. Like it's just general, like generally the conditions of what's going on. You know, but even then, the general thing is still pretty specific. So in this instance, lead quality dropped, right? So
Hmm.
if we go down, and then problem is what they think the problem is. Generally speaking, these are symptoms of the real problem that they're unaware of. Make sense? So they
Yeah.
think the lead quality is bad. Sorry, they think that like the problem is that they're speaking to poor people and it's something to do with something, right? That's just that's all they see. The problem is the symptoms that they see and are experiencing. You know,
Hmm.
comparing that to the root cause problem is the thing that they don't have awareness of. That's like the new mechanism we're giving them almost. That makes
Okay.
sense. And then outcome is obviously what is it that they want, and compared that to desire, I define desire as like what is the emotion or the feeling that they want.
Hmm.
So the feeling, right? Does that clear things up?
Yeah. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, no problem. So CPO, what they think they want, what they're aware of. MRD is going one level deeper and the education of what actually is the problem and
Hmm.
whatever it is, right? So that being said, what is the specific circumstance? What is the circumstance that one of these guys in their 30s, like
They
generally
can't
what's happening?
they can't run.
Okay. Can't run. Okay. I think that would be more of a problem. Like what's going on with them in their like environment, like generally speaking.
So I mean, like the direct pain points associated with it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know, they want to train for a half marathon. Is that considered a
Yeah.
problem or that be circumstance?
That would be a yeah, that'd be a circumstance, or in fact, that could be a an outcome, right? Like they wanna like participate in a marathon, right?
So I would guess the circumstance is training volume decreased,
Okay.
or do they have they have actual pain in their Achilles? Like, would that
The
be
the
a circumstance?
circumstance would be something like, in fact, would it be more helpful if I just got the definition of circumstance? The circumstance would be fact, event, or condition that connects. Okay, I don't read. Like, what is the situation? Like, what's going on? Like, they just can't. I guess they're unable to train, right?
Unable to train. They keep getting flare ups.
Oh, okay, that's good. Unable to train slash run. You're right. Maybe that was a circumstance. The problem is the flare ups, right?
Yeah. They flare up every time they increase their training.
Each time, perfect. Right. So this gives you the context, right? So as you're speaking, keep this context in the back of your mind, right? That gives like this will send over like them subconscious like messages almost in like the micro expressions that let the person know you know exactly what you're talking
And
about.
I think I do a good job of this part
Great.
in
It's the
content.
MRD.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's the MRD part, right? How we can get more specific.
Yeah.
So, what is the specific moment in which their pain is at its peak?
They they try to increase their volume of running, and then they have a flare up for 2 weeks and can't train.
That's a circumstance. You know when like the split second where the pain of their Achilles is just unbearable, when does that
Mhm.
occur?
The day after they run.
So the moment they wake up?
Yeah.
Okay. So the specific
Wake up,
moment.
stiff, pain, and
Okay,
then they have
perfect.
like frustration with that. So they know they're in a flare.
Okay, so morning after run, wake up and um extreme stiffness and pain, right?
Yes.
In their like heel? Is that where
Yeah.
they would describe it?
Yeah.
In heel. Followed by would they define it as like despair?
Despair, frustration. Um, yeah. I think
Perfect.
that'd be the best descriptors.
I like the word frustration. Cool. Now, what is the root cause problem? Like they obviously know the symptom is the flare ups. That's the problem that they're having. But what is the real problem that's causing the flare ups?
Their tendon doesn't have the capacity to tolerate that volume.
Tendon has zero capacity left, right?
Hmm.
And what do they need instead?
Like, they need to work with me.
Yeah, but like what is the like mechanism? Like do they need like different training volume or what?
So they need, I mean, proper loading. I have a whole system with this, obviously, but um,
Let's say proper loading, just like
just keep it simple.
simplicity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they need proper loading.
To
Okay.
load to build capacity.
I'm just gonna call it proper loading, just so it's like it's gonna go over my
Perfect.
head, right? Because I'm a fucking
It's, yeah.
dumbass.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now the desire, right? What they want is to be able to participate in a marathon. Why do they want to participate in the marathon?
Because they've always been an active person. That's who they are as
Mhm.
like a person.
And
I
what
don't
does it
know
mean
if
for them if they don't?
that. I mean, it does strip away like part of their identity
Is that what
as a
the
runner. They're no longer a runner. They have to train around or through this injury.
does that make them feel old? Does it make them feel useless? Like what's the thing here?
Um, yeah, I mean, old is one of them. Makes them feel old. They feel their age.
Hmm.
feel, I would say frail. That's and fearful.
Okay,
Fearful of rupture is a big one.
perfect. So to not to not feel youth. Oh shit. To not feel old. To not feel old, frail, and fearful. Right. So
Yep.
we have this context now, right? The perfect ad or the perfect piece of content would be how frustrating is waking up after a run and feeling your heel like obliterated in pieces, right? Completely obliterated in pieces, knowing full well you've flared up again. Okay. And the problem isn't that you're not training. If anything, it's the fact that you're not loading properly. And the reason you need to do this is because your tendon right now has zero capacity. Okay. If you just loaded properly and you trained the way you're supposed to train at this stage of a runner's career, you'll be able to run like you're young again without feeling frail or scared that you'll never be able to run again. And if you want a full guide on how to um, like load properly, just DM the word load and I'll shoot it straight over to you. You see what I mean? Like, do you
Yeah.
see how the way I delivered that, because I understood the context here first,
Mhm.
because I understood the CPO part first, even me who has, I mean, you saw, dude, like proper loading fucking overwhelming. Like, what the fuck is proper loading? You know, even with that, plus like combined with the fact that, like I just learned this the first time, like even with that, I was able to like deliver an ad script just off the top of my head that
Mhm.
makes sense and only like the real person would be able to identify with that.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? If you wanted to add like a little bit of like sauce, like seasoning into that, you could open
Sure.
it up with like waking up next to your wife and having your heel completely obliterated, or waking up frustrated out like next to your wife or whatever, like because people will be married, like you can add these little things here and there.
Yeah.
But can you slowly start to see how we can like script in a really compelling way that speaks directly to the ICP?
Yeah. I think getting to that MRD faster
Yeah.
in that script is what because like I'll touch on this. I don't think I do it enough for sure.
Mm. If
Like
dude,
the
your M,
CPO, easy, but
yeah, the CPO is
yeah.
important to give you the context you need to actually figure out the second part of this onion, which is the MRD part.
Yeah.
You know, the if you do this correctly, you don't need a hook. The actual moment is the hook because you
Okay.
say it so directly and abruptly. You know,
Yeah.
frustrated, like being frustrated, like hang on, let me start again. Being frustrated that your heel is obliterated after, like the morning after another run. You see what I mean? Like that is the hook. The specific moment
Yeah.
is the hook. If you can
Okay.
sprinkle like one word in there that lets them know it's for older guys, you've won. You know, and for
Okay.
every single ad script, write down the specific circumstance, specific problem, specific outcome for each one, and then write down the specific moment, root cause problem, and the desire, and then you'll be able to get really compelling scripts that obviously blast through like any like sales resistance and builds that trust that you need.
Mhm.
Make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah.